to my YouTube channel. My name is Crystal. I'm a 53-year-old woman from Rochester in Kent. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my content in my YouTube videos, press the like button. Hi you guys. Well, I'm going to tell you about my day yesterday. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 7:37 a.m.
7:37 a.m. Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Sunday the 5th of June.
And Alexa, the weather in Rochester. Alexa, the weather.
In Rochester, it's 13 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers, with a high of 19 degrees and a low of 11 degrees.
Right, as we do every other day, I wake up, feed my cat, feed my dog, eat my banana, have my coffee. No exception. I am a bit tired this morning, overtired, so I really couldn't sleep. So I'm a bit overtired and I've got a bit of a sore throat. Right guys, so yesterday I woke up later than normal and I had a message, would I like to go up to London? Totally out of the blue, nice surprise, and I thought yes, I do fancy a trip to London, and I didn't do any videos beforehand or say anything, and it worked out very well. So I walked Max first thing in the morning. It was really, really quiet. It was nice and peaceful. And I just did a small circuit around Rochester Riverside, brought him back in. It had started to rain, so my coat got wet. I was wet. There wasn't anybody on the field when I went out yesterday morning. It was raining and it did feel cold. So later on, my ride picked me up outside the flat, and we wanted to look for parking, and parking's expensive in London. It's £20 for I think 6 hours to park somewhere in London. So we were sat just trying to plan our route and work out where to park. So we headed off to London. We didn't need to stop at a petrol station. We headed off up to London, Lewisham, past Lewisham. I didn't see the hospital, but we went through Lewisham and Peckham, and a place I'd never been to before was Canada Water. Very nice place, Canada Water, looks like in London. I'd never been there. It did look extremely lovely. We was going to park in Tesco's, but we couldn't find out how to get into the car park. So we continued up through Bermondsey and up into central London, where we parked in a car park at Victoria Coach Station. Now, Victoria Coach Station is no stranger to me because I went up to Gloucestershire some years ago and got a megabus from the Victoria bus station, coach station. So I knew where Victoria Station was and Victoria Coach Station. We wanted to go and see Buckingham Palace, so we parked in Victoria Coach Station car park, where there were lots of police about in the car park. So we parked there, got out, and it started to get hot again. It was cold and it was wet, but it was starting to get warmer as the day went on. First of all, we had a Subway. I had a nice tuna, 6-inch Subway, tuna like melt. It was really, really nice. And a bottle of Pepsi Max. I sat down there, had the got up. I went to the ladies' loo, first of all, and I waited and waited for who I was with to come out of the toilets, and they must have come out of the toilets before me, and I felt lost for 5 minutes, and it actually looked like Ed Sheeran's double was going into the men's toilet. This is all being written up in my diary later on. So it looked like Ed Sheeran's double was going into the gents' toilets in the Victoria, like the shopping centre mall type thing, where we got our subway. So we got up, we left there, and we headed off to see if we could get to Buckingham Palace, which is a fair long walk. It's over 5 minutes, walk on your feet. So we walked, it was very, very busy, walking down the Mall and stuff like that was very, very busy. I've taken some videos, some short videos. Not many because my phone battery died. But I'd heard there was a concert in Buckingham Palace grounds, but I didn't know when it started. So it was going to get busier and busier and busier later on. So we walked around Buckingham Palace and the gardens. We saw some lovely swans with their babies and some birds, and it was very packed. We walked around and took photos of outside Buckingham Palace. It was shut off because there was a concert in the evening. It was packed, so there was people actually everywhere. You could hardly move at the end of the evening, but during the day we just walked and took photographs. I have got some souvenirs, but I have left them. I've got to get those. I got a Princess Diana little bell, I got a pen, and I got some postcards, so I did pick up some souvenirs, and I did have some food to eat. So, coming on to later in the evening, we'd wandered back to Victoria train station, where we got a bottle of water in WH Smith and sat down and drank that, and we changed our clothes because it had got hotter, so we returned back to the car where the police were still there. Then we sat in Victoria train station, and that was packed, and there was a bald-headed woman, completely bald she was. I don't know if the poor woman had cancer, but she was wearing a blue pair of jeans like I was, and she had a bald head, and she was getting onto a train. There was a lot of people with turned up jeans at the bottom. I don't wear my jeans turned up, that's my mother Jennifer. My mother called, but I missed the call, so I didn't speak to my mum yesterday afternoon. But it seemed to be a lot of Jennifer doubles. When my mum had rung, there seemed to be a lot of doubles of Jennifer walking about. Really did. Women and men with turned up trousers. We had men with braces and turned up jeans. We had a couple of completely bald people with drain pipe trousers and turned up at the bottom. My jeans were plain. I wore jeans and I wore a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. That's what I was going to say. As we were walking, trying to find a lavatory, we saw Big Ben, and there was a man dressed as Mickey Mouse, and the person I was with tried to get hold of Mickey Mouse for us to take a picture, and he took his head off, he took Mickey Mouse's head off, he put it under his arm, and he wandered off, and he didn't even acknowledge us. And the person I was with said, I think he's had enough for the day. Just took his Mickey Mouse head off and wandered off and completely ignored us. I sound a bit rude, he could have said, I'm sorry, I'm going now, but he just felt a bit rude, that did. So we saw Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament, and we went back to outside Buckingham Palace grounds, which was extremely busy, and who I was with bought me a nice chicken burger with all the salad and the mayonnaise and chips and tomato sauce, and we had a latte. We waited in a queue for a couple of lattes, and that's when who I was with met someone else, very nice Tunisian man, and this Tunisian guy hugged me, hugged who I was with, and he had a blue plastic bag like my ex at Lansdowne Court that used to put wine in it, Lambrini, and he's a very nice bloke from Tunisia. I think he was about 27, and he called me his second mum, and that's exactly what the guy at Lansdowne Court, he used to call me his mum. His mum. So this guy had a white top on, he had stains all down his white shirt, and he had jeans on, I believe, and he was very, very vocal, and we decided to stay for the concert. So I had this chicken burger meal in my hand. There were no seats, of course you have to stand up. I'm 53, and there was no seats, and it wasn't very well organised, and people had been stood there for several hours, some since 11 in the morning, as one lady said, and everybody was getting agitated and quite angry, and as they'd been waiting for a long time and they were tired and there were no seats, and it had got extremely hot, and we were packed like sardines at the end. And I don't know how long I've got on this video, but I'm going to do another video and I'll tell you the rest.